how does the inspired feeling transcend one sport or discipline and carry over to their personal and daily life?
Well, come on, we've all seen it. We've had kids that play for us who maybe aren't being successful in school or not being successful socially, and yet they're successful on the court. And you identify that, and you identify what they have to offer.
Mm,
Hopefully that confidence, you know, goes somewhere else. And it's like, well, I'm not very good at this. I'm not very good at that. But you're good at this. And you could, with a little work and a little structure, be successful over here. And it's like, honestly, if a kid feels good about themselves, or a player or an adult, it's amazing what you can do, not only for yourself, but for others. If you don't feel good about yourself, you can't do a lot for others either. If that makes sense.
that does make sense. Absolutely.
You need to feel good about yourself, and you are it's wanting to do something for others and wanting to take the pain and turn that into something positive. It's emotion is, I think I'm not someone, I have emotion, I can be emotional, but I think it's more about taking that emotion and channeling it into something good for myself and for other people.
Can you give me some examples of that positive self-talk?
I think, we talk a lot in timeouts about like wanting the ball, wanting, like I was saying before, aggressively wanting to be a participant and wanting to play. And to do that, you have to say to yourself, I am good. I can do this. I can pass this ball. I can swing. My team needs me to be positive and be proactive for myself. And it's really all about positive. You can't let when the negative thoughts pop in, which they always do, you shank a ball and you're like, oh my God, please don't serve me. Please don't serve me. When that happens, one, you're going to get served. And two, you just need to switch your mindset to being, the reason I'm on this team, the reason I'm a libero, the reason I'm a DS, the reason I'm in right now is because my coaches have confidence in me. My teammates have confidence in me. I can do this. And it's not, even if you don't have confidence in yourself, look around. There's a reason you're on the floor. You're on that floor because you are good. You can do this. You got to go back to that feeling of that sweet spot and saying, I can do this. I can do this. And I think as coaches, we have to talk about self-talk. We have to talk about having that mindset of being positive and not beating yourself up and not letting the negative thoughts creep in, which they're going to. And once they do, how do you get them out? How do you say, oh my God, I've hit 3 balls in a row out. I've gotten roofed 3 times. I can't swing anymore. This block is too big. It's like, okay, how can I be creative? And I think, we talk sometimes in my practice about creative mindset. And that's like, when you're not doing one thing well, how can you creatively get yourself out of this? What is it? And everyone is different. Everyone is different. It can be you're an outside hitter and you're off, and then you go in the back row and you get 3 great digs, and you're like, hey, I can do this. Or you go back and you get an ace, or you hit a jump serve and it's the same swing that you're taking outside. How do you transfer that? How do you transfer that confidence into, and you do it by your own mind, by leading yourself and saying, believing in yourself. And I think some kids, I think it's interesting because some kids need to take those tools off the court too. It's as important off the court. So the role models I had were just inspired people who literally woke up. My father woke up. I mean, I think about this now within this coronavirus. When he was at his sickest, it didn't matter. He'd wake up every day, take a shower, and get dressed like he was going to work. He had no chance of going to work. But he felt like the only way he was going to be productive that day, whether it was just reaching out to a friend or was he had to feel like he was going to be a productive member of society. Wow. And, my friends are like, yeah, I've been in my sweats all day now. I don't go anywhere. And I get up every day. I get dressed, take a shower like I'm going to be productive. And I know I got that from my dad, and it was inspiring to me. My mom, same thing. She was Arthur Ashe's hitting partner at UCLA. She was just a very physical, she's a great athlete. And then to have all your physicality taken away from you really changes, who you are. But it didn't change who she was at all, because she was this very loving, giving, fun-loving, fun individual. And she kept her spirit the whole time. So
what are their names, your parents?
My parents' names were Frank and Dorothy Grisanti. And they were a combination, for those of people who are old enough to remember, combination of Lucy and Ricky Ricardo and Ozzy and Harriet.
I love it. I love it. That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
they were both doers and inspiring. And they inspired me to be my best self.
Mm,
Never, there was never a doubt in their mind about me. They would always say, follow your passion. They supported me. They were way ahead of their time. My parents came to every game I ever played. My father came to every game I ever played. He was running big corporations, and he made time to come to all my games, all my home games, which nowadays is common. But in the 70s, that was not common. He was always the only dad there,
wow.
and made a big impact on me. I mean, I wake up every day and I truly am inspired. I'm thankful to have that day. I'm thankful to be healthy. I'm just thankful to have a day where I'm in control of my day. And there are things that I'm not in control of, but I can control how I participate in that. So I am in control, and I'm inspired by that. And I think part of it is, I mean, I know it sounds arrogant in some ways, but I'm very happy with myself. I'm very content. I'm not content to stay the way I am. No, I'm content to keep reaching, keep being inspired, keep going. And that makes me content, meaning happy. And when you do that and you inspire yourself, and you feel, it's not you inspire yourself, you feel inspired, going out and hopefully touching other people and having an impact, even if you're just at the market and telling someone, hey, how's your day? How's it going?
Right. Right.
Have fun, whatever you say. Builds on your own inspiration, knowing you can inspire other people. So I think when I say my parents, my kids, they inspire my players in a different way. I think my parents were my biggest inspiration because they really shaped who I am. And so that's why I look at them as my biggest inspirations.
Just last thing on that, I just want to build on, because of the times that we're in right now, the coronavirus, the quarantine, what advice can you give to the player that just got their sport taken away, their season just got ended, and they just feel uninspired right now? How can you be a source to them right now?
I think they should think about when they were playing, what was that sport giving to them? What was that experience giving to them? What were they getting out of it? What were they putting into it and then getting out of it? If they, and I think if they want to continue playing that sport, or whether it's for pleasure, whether for its competitiveness, what were they putting in and what were they getting out? And really look at it. Why is it such a void in their life? And that's kind of a good thing. It's perspective. It's a good thing. Thank God you have something that you're passionate about, that you love to do, that when it is taken away, you're bummed. And you obviously put a lot of time and effort into it to feel that way. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So how do you now take that and either channel it in and continue to work hard, because that's what made you feel good about it. You were a part of something, and being a part of something makes you feel good. Find something to be a part of. If you're a leader, you're always going to find a way to lead. If you're someone who likes to kind of follow and just be a part of the group, that's great too. But you had something to offer, because you obviously offered something because you got something back. What is that? How do you channel that? That's really what it's about. I mean, you can work out, you can do all those things. There's lots of great workouts, and all those things are important too. But I think at this time, it's really the mental aspect that's even more important. Because if you're a kid who's going to be dedicated and work out, you're going to do it all through the coronavirus too. But what's the mental aspect? What is
Right.
it, what did it bring to you? And you should miss it. You should be bummed, because you should have put that much effort into it. That when they took it away, you're devastated. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at Oliver when he was the kid who, when practice was canceled, was so devastated. He would be like in his room sobbing, and then outside playing against the wall. He wanted, don't take that away from me. That's my game. That's my thing.
Shout out to Oliver. We love you, man.
Talk about passion. He's got the passion.
Yes, awesome. That's great. Let's move to part two. These are the popcorn style questions and answers, and let's see how it goes. How do you
Okay.
define How do you define success, and what does being successful mean to you?
Um, I think success is having your heart be happy. It's feeling good about yourself and what you're doing and accomplishing for yourself and for those around you. It's being successful is kind of it's being engaged. It's knowing that what you're doing is important to you and hopefully in turn important to others, and having an impact, and not just, it's really feeling good about yourself. Being successful to me means feeling good about yourself, being able to advocate for yourself, being able to be proactive, being able to, because if you are all those things within yourself, the impact you're going to have on others is going to be positive, and that's successful.